Hey, Steve.
Hey, John.
Welcome back, and welcome back, everybody. Show 2 of Art This.
Right, show 2, and how fun it was last week. We decided to come back for one more.
How about it? And what have you got this week?
Well, this week, right here in studio, we are going to have the duo of Red Fire, local Moorhead, Kentucky musicians, with an eclectic group of electronic, jazz, and blues. Really cool stuff. I'm really excited. What do you have?
I've got a video package with Assistant Professor of Ceramics, or Art and Design, as it were, Seth Green, who works here at Moorhead State University. He does some fantastic work in clay. He's going to show us how he builds a piece, why he does what he does, and the inspiration that he has, and how he gets past some of the barriers that many artists face. So I think you'll really enjoy this visit with Seth Green.
The term for making pots on the wheel is called throwing, and I basically throw to trim. I'm really utilizing the wheel more like a lathe, and so here's some of my trimming tools that I use all the time, and I'm really using these tools to really refine the form after I've got the kind of the two sections together. What I do, a lot of this intricate trimming work on these finials here, and I call them finials because my work is also it also references architecture in the Middle East. So basically I'm sketching three-dimensionally. I have some of these little parts and pieces so that I'm able to really kind of make a decision on what looks the best.
What is happening to you when it starts to go right? Is there some kind of feel that you get, and does something weird happen to time? Just what's going on?
It's my absolute favorite time of the work is when I'm doing the finials. It's because I'm almost done. I'm getting ready to complete the piece, and for me, the finial makes or breaks a piece. I'm thinking about proportion. I'm thinking about contrast. And I'm also thinking about symbolism too, spiritual symbolism. And spirituality is something that's a really important part of my life, and I use it as a symbol in my work to kind of reference that important part of myself. And I do something particular to the finials or to the knobs on my jars or on whatever pot that they're on. I add a gold luster to them to really enhance that. I want people to really know that that is the most important aspect of the work, is the spiritual symbolism in the work. So I've got my clay directly out of the mountain, right? I do have a desire actually to go find some local clay. There's a lot of local clay in this area. All right.
So you beat it up a little bit.
Just getting it round, getting it prepared to go on the wheel. Wedging the clay.
That's what it's called, as you
wedging. Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm getting all the air bubbles out, and I'm making a nice homogeneous mixture for me to be able to make a pot here on the wheel. And I throw standing up because I have I used to have a bad back, and since I've thrown standing up, I'm no longer hunching over all the time making my work, and so I don't go home at the end of the day with a really aching back.
Is the season going to change your technique a little bit?
It is. I grew up in Utah in the desert, and that's where I learned to make pottery. And you can make a pot in the morning, go to lunch, leave it uncovered, and come back in the afternoon. It'll be ready to trim and finish. But here you have to wait almost a day or so for things to dry out enough for you to be able to assemble them and put them together and trim them and finish them up. I don't use a lot of water. That's one of the things that has helped me to make larger pieces. I use a lot of my slip that's on my hands here to help lubricate the clay enough for me to be able to do what I need to do to it. So like I said, I make a lot of my work in sections. And this is going to be a tall bottle that is made in probably 7 or 8 sections. And I'm just throwing the base of this right now.
And you're controlling the speed with the
With my foot pedal down on
pedal
the floor
down here.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like getting around is important to you as an artist, having seen certain things.
I've had some powerful experiences, you know, leaving the country and going to different places, getting out of my comfort zone, and I've really realized that travel is really important. You know, and I've never been to some of these places that I'm influenced by, like the Middle East or Prague, the architecture that I'm influenced by. And I've never been to those countries, but I really want to. I know that it'll make an impact on what I look at, how I feel about my references, and how that will ultimately translate into my work. But I do tell my students, you know, there's kind of a philosophy that I use when I teach. It's not my philosophy. It was a philosophy that I picked up from one of my mentors, Doug Casper. He's an artist, and he's also a program director of an art center in Colorado. There's 3 stages of an artist. First stage is you imitate. You imitate the things that you see, the work that other people are making. And then the second stage is that you assimilate. You're still kind of borrowing from those influences, whether it be a different artist's work, or whether it's from a reference that you look at. And then the third stage is innovation. So you kind of take it away from the imitation stage, go past the borrowing or assimilating stage, and then you're really innovating. You're really adding things about your life, about your experiences, about your things that influence into your work, and you're really adding those things to the work to really make it yours. And that's the hardest stage to get to, is the innovation stage, where you're really making work that's unique, that's different than your influences, different than the imitations that you were trying to achieve. And I tell my students that you know, getting out of your comfort zone and traveling and going to different places that influence you, that are inspirational to you, is really important. So, you know, for that aspect, you know, I really need to get to the Middle East, or I really need to go to the Czech Republic to really experience some of this stuff firsthand. You know, so, you know, if you're influenced by you know, like the ocean or coral reefs or things like that, well, if you've never been out of Kentucky, you need to go to the coast, and you need to look at this stuff firsthand. And so, you know, I try to instill that in my students, and hopefully at some point in my life I'll be able to also travel to some of these places that are really a big influence on me.
Seth Green's work can be viewed at sethgreenpottery.com, or you could swing by the Claypool Young Art Building, the School of Art and Design, and visit the professor himself in the ceramics studio. I'm sure he'd be tickled to have you. An artist like Seth gives a lesson to us, which is that there's the artwork, which we admire, but the work of art, which is something we have to manage every day. Good luck to you, Seth. We hope you get to go to all the places you want to go to inspire the fabulous work that you do. When we come back, Steve visits with our in-studio guests, musical duo Red Fire.
As a mom, I know what it's like. You want to be there for them and make them feel better. As a pediatrician, I know that the best thing you can do is to make sure that the care you give is the right care for the condition. Antibiotics don't work on viral bugs like colds and the flu. For viruses, fluids and plenty of rest are best. And of course, hugs always help. Talk to your doctor for more information about when antibiotics work and when they don't.
Welcome back to Art This. We have Red Fire. Red Fire is a local duo right here from Moorhead, Kentucky. They're going to be playing their unique blend of electronic, jazz, and blues. The duo consists of Jonathan Modaff, the audio and media technician here at Moorhead State University, and Kelly Modaff. Kelly is currently a junior of biology here at Moorhead State University. They have a very eclectic mix with a lot of cool loops and effects, and we're going to talk to them right after this first song. But folks, here they come, Red Fire, so hold on to your hats.
It's all in it. Don't wanna At the turn of the last century, Native people lived off the land. As times changed, our way of life of growing, gathering, and hunting traditional foods changed. Many of us became less physically active. Our communities had to rely on less healthy, processed foods. A serious disease, type 2 diabetes, emerged. Today, Native people are on the move to bring back traditional healthy foods and physical activity to help prevent type 2 diabetes. Be active, eat healthy, make wise choices. I know we have the power. Our people and cultures hold the answers. We will return to our life in balance.
All right, welcome back to Art This, and I am here with Red Fire. Thank you for joining us today, and that was an amazing song.
Thank you.
And the name of that tune was Grayscale.
That's right.
Any significance to Grayscale and the music you're playing?
It was actually a song I wrote originally on the acoustic guitar, and then one of my friends and I actually wrote it together, and then I kind of just made it my own thing, and then just
modified it from there.
modified it from there.
Well, it sounded great, guys.
Thank you.
So this is Jonathan, and this is Kelly Modaf, and you are known as Red Fire. Is there any significance to that name, Red Fire? It's a pretty cool name.
It actually started as a joke, just because I had red hair, and we just went with it. We just didn't come up with anything else, so we just kept it, and people started calling us by that, so we couldn't change it.
No going back after that point.
Once it's decided.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so how long have you two played together?
I mean, off and on for years, but this project in particular probably for at least
2 years.
2 years or so, yeah.
All right, and obviously you are a brother and sister duo.
Yes.
The audience did not know. So, we'll talk a little bit about what you're doing over here, because I'm curious about this and what all was going on right here with all of your looping and things like that with your sound.
Yeah, I set up some percussion at the beginning with the digital delay DD6 pedal that Boss makes, and I did that just by, recording a certain section and doing like a kick sound through a rhythm pickup, and then turning on the wah, going back and re-recording over that kick sound that I'd already made with something that I would replicate as a snare through the wah sound. And then after the percussion was set up, I would start the melody with Kelly, and that's how we started the first song. Mm-hmm. And then I think that was really all we used the loop for that one, was just strictly percussion.
It sounded interesting.
Yeah.
I think everybody will like it. Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about, do you all play here locally? Do you venture out here? Where could our audience hear you all?
We used to play here in Moorhead when there were venues available. Since then, we've gone up to Lexington and played at several of the venues up there, such as Cosmic Charlie's, Al's Bar, and several other places of that sort. Mm-hmm. Buster's, I think, was another place we played. But Lexington's generally where you could find us hanging out. So.
Nice. Was there any place online people could find your music, or people was interested in
As of right
finding
now,
your stuff?
we don't have anything.
Yeah.
We don't have anything recorded aside from some of the stuff that we've done live, and I guess we're not really, satisfied enough to put it up yet. So once that time comes, we could definitely let people know where to find it.
Just keep modulating it
That's
until
right.
we get it how we want it. So
right, well,
I'd
sounds
say over
great.
the next few weeks we'll probably put some material up when the summer kicks in. We
Yeah.
have a little bit more time on our hands.
Free time.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And what about the last name? You think the audience realizes that your last name and my co-host, a little bit of relation there?
Maybe.
Potentially,
yeah.
they might make that
Potentially.
connection.
All right. We'll see if they can figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, you guys going to play another song for us? We'll be right back with Red Fire for one more song right after this.
Mommy, look at me! As a parent, of course you want to protect your kids. Sometimes you know just what to do. Sometimes you just try your best. But when your child is sick, antibiotics may not be the answer. Antibiotics don't cure colds, flu, or most sore throats. Talk with your child's doctor or nurse and learn how to help your child feel better.
Hi, my name is Stevie Vaughn and I am a Convergent Media major. The best thing about this newly created major is that I have the ability to pick up new skills in every field of communications, so that I'll be prepared once I graduate. I really enjoy the hands-on experience in classes, and I'm always challenged to find more effective ways to communicate. Morehead State University provides me with the tools to succeed and pursue my goals. My name is Stevie Vaughn, and I'm ready to take on the world.
All right, welcome back to Art This, folks. Hey, how about Red Fire? That second song was great. Great guests. I'm glad they can make it here with us today. And folks, look for them out there. They said they're going to play a few shows in Lexington, as you heard in the interview. And if you can check them out, it would be a great ad. What is this you have here?
Well, Steve, as you know, it's a camera-laden world. There's cameras everywhere. You go to Walmart, you're filmed 55 times before you get out of your car. Well, so why not have cameras right here in the studio? So we're being shot, shooting each other. How about that? Where's a philosopher when you need one to explain that? Well, there's Steve Lester. There he is, our floor manager, floor director. All right. So that's what we're up with. And folks, that's the way it's going to be on Art This. You'll see cameras pop out of nowhere. You might even see John Flavel step into the frame. Anything could happen. So brace yourself and hide the kids. And look forward to what happens next fall. We've got a great crew. We ran 2 pilots this time. We thought, can we do this? And the answer is yes. So we'll be starting the series about weekly in the fall semester.
That's right.
All right, Steve, thanks for doing good work this week.
Thank you, John.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
1, 2, 3.